I did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong. The investigation of the election, which was a rigged election, everybody knows it.
Former President Donald Trump arguing in a D.C. court that he should be free from prosecution in cases connected to the 2020 election. While his legal team defended the claim that the president has immunity, the panel of federal judges questioned that notion.
To authorize the prosecution of a president for his official acts would open a Pandora's box from which this nation may never recover.
I think it's paradoxical to say that his constitutional duty to take care that the laws be faithfully executed allows him.
Well, the panel of judges said it plans to move quickly, but Trump's lawyers are hoping for an extensive appeals process that could delay the trial. Queen City News chief legal analyst Khalif Rasheed joins me now. And Khalif, kind of an eye-opening day in court that happened here for Trump and his lawyers. And when it comes to absolute power,
this is a very weird case. I mean, his team has been shooting this out from the very beginning. Once he was originally charged, they were saying, well, hey, you can't charge him. Why? Because he has absolute immunity because he was the president. And this panel is attempting to unlock and undress that argument. I listened to oral arguments when they happened. I listened again to them today just to ensure that I heard everything right. And you can kind of get, as I've mentioned before, the sense of where a judge is going by the questions that they're asking. The first thing you want to do is answer the question that they're asking you. And his attorney had a hard time doing that. Every time Judge Penn asked him a question, he'd say another answer. And she said at one point, hey, I need you to answer this question. Specifically, is there any situation that former President Trump can be charged criminally? And his attorney basically said no, unless he was impeached. And he said because he hasn't been impeached, this does not allow him to be criminally prosecuted for anything. And I stress anything that he did while he was in the office of the president. And so she hit him with a hypothetical. So are you saying that he can go out and attack his opposing party and send out SEAL Team 6 to go assassinate him? His response was under certain circumstances, yes, which was a weird answer to hear to a panel of 3 federal judges. But that's the type of testimony and type of hearing that we're having today in this newfound era of politics where legal meets and merges all at the same time.
Yeah, Judge Pan was right on top of it, trying to hammer back in that regard. But who lines here more with the Constitution when it comes to these arguments?
It's really hard to flush out right now. What I can tell you is if you use their own strategy against them, it seems like that it will lie in the hand of the government. And I say that because during the original impeachment hearings, they said that this impeachment can't happen. Why? Because the former president should be criminally prosecuted for something. There's already a criminal process that's out there. So he gets through impeachment, and now what do they say on the flip side? Well, he should not be held criminally responsible because that's what the impeachment is for. And so the judge called them to task and said, well, it seems like the Constitution lays out a path for him to be prosecuted. And can you agree on that? At one point, she got his attorney to at least concede that he could agree that there was a path where the former president could be charged criminally. I think to your question, if they go down that pathway, which is allowing them to answer this question of can he be charged for something he did while in office, then yes, this will open the door for the former president to at least be subject to the trial he's supposed to be going to in the beginning of the next month.
Mm-hmm. Now, also with this, Trump's one of his modus operandi here is to delay. Where do you see this going, and will there be a quick action on this?
Well, they know that the trial is coming up in March, and so if the trial is coming on March, they have to make a decision if he can even go the trial. And I have to highlight this quickly. This panel is history in itself. It's a 3-female panel, one African-American woman that is from South Carolina that was up for the Supreme Court, one woman that her parents immigrated here from Taiwan, and a Republican white female. And so this panel would have looked totally different even 20 years ago. So just that in itself is historic. But this whole process is newfound territory that I'm here to watch, and I hope everyone is watching.
All right. We'll also see how it plays out too here in court with that decision coming here probably soon. Khalif Rasheed, thank you very much. And you can also catch Khalif's insight on a variety of other stories as our evening news continues. Coming up at 5, more legal trouble out of North Carolina's Camp Lejeune Marine Base, why vets should be careful when getting approached about settlements surrounding their water issues. And at 6, a North Carolina State Appeals Court has declined to block a lower court order requiring TikTok hand over recordings of its meetings. Why this is only the latest in a long investigation into how the platform potentially harms children. Queen City News is the only TV station in Charlotte with a full-time lawyer on our news staff. Morgan?